Welcome back, Canonites. About 3 weeks ago, we got another Canon Fodder article, and as you can guess based on the title, it did what I and many other lore fans have been waiting a while for, diving into more of the lore behind and within Outpost Discovery, among other things. So with great anticipation, let's jump in. The article opens with some information on the then upcoming, now released books, Halo Oblibion by Troy Denning, and Halo Battleborn Meridian Divide by Cassandra Rose Clarke. A sequel to last year's Halo Silent Storm, Halo Oblivion released on September 24th and follows Master Chief John 117 and Blue Team as they continue the fight against the Covenant. Sent to a hostile alien world to recover a downed Covenant frigate, the Spartans will have to be ready for anything as they have to deal with a disgraced fleet master seeking revenge. It's a great read, and I put out a spoiler-free review last month. You can check that out by clicking the little eye icon at the top right, or check the link in the description box below. Halo Battleborn Meridian Divide is also a sequel, this one to January's Halo Battleborn. At the end of Battleborn, the 14 characters join up with Oni to receive special training, before being sent back to Meridian, their homeworld, to aid in efforts against the Covenant invasion. Meridian Divides actually sees them return to their homeworld as they work with the Meridian Militia and Spartan Owen B096. I put out a review for this on October 1st, the day the book came out, which you can check out here or with the link below. Each book has its obvious connections to the Outpost. Oblivion is a Master Chief story, and Chief is literally at the center of Halo Outpost Discovery. And the Battleborn series had Owen B096, who is physically present at the Outpost. But more than those, Troy Denning was present at an author panel for both the Chicago and Anaheim outposts, and Cassandra Rose Clarke was present for an author panel in Anaheim. This is a perfect transition because the Canon Fodder goes on to highlight the two aforementioned panels, both titled The Right Stuff. The Chicago panel featured authors Greg Bear, who wrote the Forerunner saga, Troy Denning, known for Last Light, Retribution, Silent Storm, and now Oblivion, and Toole, who wrote the recent Lone Wolf comic, Frank O'Connor, who has made numerous contributions to the Halo fiction, notably The Ballad of Hamish Beamish and Midnight in the Heart of Midlothian, and Ken Peters, who also had some major contributions, most notably Mythos and Warfleet. In Anaheim, they had two Right Stuff panels, the first featuring Joseph Staten, who should need no introduction, but in terms of books has given us Contact Harvest and Shadow of Intent, the aforementioned Cassandra Rose Clarke, and Toole and Frank O'Connor once again, Ed Schlesinger, a senior editor for Gallery Books, and everyone's favorite grim brother, Jeff Easterling. The second featured Kelly Gay, known for Smoke and Shadow and Renegades, Christy Golden, who wrote Promises to Keep from Halo Fractures, Troy Denning once again, Matt Forbeck, author of New Blood, Bad Blood, and Legacy of Onyx, and again hosted by Jeff Easterling. Needless to say, I really wish I'd been able to go to Anaheim, as those author appearances alone would have made it worth going again. The panels are unlisted on YouTube, so you need a direct link, which of course are available in the Canon Fodder article and in the description box below. All of these panels are must-watches for lore fans, in my opinion, so do check them out. Wrapping up this section, though, is something the entire lore community was freaked out about when we first heard about it: Canon Fodder Live, featuring Jeff Easterling and Frank O'Connor. There's a lot that this stream goes over. It openly talks about what the franchise team at 343 is, what it does, what the day-to-day kind of looks like, and from there it dives into a bunch of lore-related topics. But some highlights include Halo Infinite, going back to a more CE style of storytelling in which the player is dropped into a conflict and the context and reasoning for that unfolds as the game progresses. Talking about retcons and why those are made at times. The big takeaway here for me was a note that 343 wants to be more transparent when these things happen, which is a big win. Sometimes retcons need to happen, and knowing why is a great way to reach an understanding between writers and the community. Planning out storylines and pillars far in advance, and how that can change over time, or how certain things come to fruition. 343's internal documentation and how that works, notably that they have all the names of every Arbiter and aren't going to tell them to us, at least not anytime soon. And a concept of a multiplayer map with the Primordial locked in its cage, which, oh my god, that sounds so amazing. There's certainly more to it, but those were the things that stood out to me. Be sure to check out Canon Fodder Live and the other panels that have been released. From there, the article dives into a bit more lore on stuff found at Outpost Discovery, starting with its AI host, Gabriela. AI GBA0983-6 is a 5th generation smart AI who was developed in the later years of the Human Covenant War. I would personally guess 2552, but that remains unconfirmed. 2550 at the earliest if I were to guess, but I digress. As we know from the recent Lone Wolf comic, Gabriela was stored on board Promise Unto Dawn, a vessel of safekeeping for the then nascent AI, with the intention that she would carry on the complete history of humanity. She would act as a beacon of hope after an impossible victory, or carry on an otherwise lost history. The Promise and Gabriela unfortunately went missing during the fall of Reach, only for them to suddenly reappear a year later. Spartan Linda 058 was deployed to recover the AI, who afterwards was assigned to Outpost Discovery. While much of AI Gabriela's records are classified, her human template, Admiral Gabriela Castaneda, has records available to the public. The Admiral was a profound voice of diplomacy prior to the insurrection of the late 25th century, but an impressive tactician and wise leader during the conflict. Highly esteemed for her unwavering confidence in the ability and potential of her crew, she was a woman of authority, compassion, and known for her wry sense of humor, all traits the AI born from her brain carries on. Next up we have the OQ-45 Honeybee, which my previous videos have been referring to as the OQ-55 because of some concept art. As we know, the Honeybee is an exploratory drone that Outpost Discovery uses to take visitors on a fly-through of an undesignated halo ring. But there's more to it than that. It features a wide suite of sensors and arrays, including a multi-stack Ocelli sensor cluster, light detection and ranging sensors, ground-penetrating radar, among others. Multiple users can connect to a single drone, simultaneously using and directing the various sensor suites in parallel. From detecting enemy forces during combat operations to cartographic scans and mineral surveys for civil and scientific missions, the Honeybee is a perfect symbol of the UNSC in the post-war era. After that, we get to dive into some of the creatures seen on the Halo Ring during the Ring experience. First up, we have the Sky Leviathan, aka Space Whales, aka Ulfmeri. Next, we have the Blind Wolves, aka Moralath. And then we have the Quad Wings, or Rangmejo. All these creatures were described in Halo Hunters in the Dark, and all have their various histories with the games. Blind Wolves were originally a mount that you'd be able to ride in the early versions of Halo CE, Sky Leviathans were intended to appear in Halo 4, and Quad Wings can actually be seen in Halo 2 and 3. The last on this list, though, is probably the most interesting, the Stratos Sentinel. As the article reveals, Stratos Sentinel is a blanket term for a class of Sentinels. The kind we see in Halo Wars 2 are of course known as Retrievers, and the versions seen in the Ring experience are appropriately called Stewards. Notably, in the wake of this revelation, people have drawn connections between the Steward and the Stratos Sentinel seen in Halo Legends, wondering if they are the same type. While both are based on the same Halo 3 concept, the version in Halo Legends and Halo 3 Cradle of Life comic, incidentally, are confirmed to be their own variants according to Frank O'Connor. From there, the article goes into a bit of ship lore from the Outpost. I've covered these particular materials in my two previous Outpost Discovery videos, so forgive me for skipping this bit. There's really nothing new for me to discuss. Something I haven't discussed before, however, are the in-universe sponsors for Outpost Discovery. These are Lethbridge Industrial, Hannibal Weapon Systems, Mizraya Armory, and AMG Transport Dynamics. These should all sound at least a little familiar, especially those last two, because of my recent Reach Armory videos. In-universe, they sponsor the Outpost, but in the real-world version of the Outpost Discovery app, people could pledge themselves to one of the sponsors. I don't know if there was anything more to it than that, but needless to say, Mizraya for life. In the Canon Fodder article, we get some details on what each company produces and where they are all based, but what I found most interesting was that each company had an associated tagline of sorts. Lethbridge's is the sustainable power of applied ingenuity. Hannibal has power unleashed in the face of adversity. Mizraya is battle-tested for your homeworld. And AMG has from the road to the track to the battlefield, we move the galaxy forward. Short and simple, and pretty accurate to each version. For example, you've probably seen the Fight for Her Mizraya posters in the MCC version of Halo 3 ODST, which perfectly ties into Mizraya's tagline. Wrapping up the article is a look at Spartan's Hazel A302 and ONB096. The information isn't anything all that new. We've covered it in various videos, notably the first Discovery Dispatch video from a while back. At Outpost Discovery, Hazel A302 was portrayed by Twitch streamer and cosplayer Jordan Price, and Owen B096 was portrayed by Harlem Globetrotter Urbane Bingham. I hope I got that right. However, what's really cool here is that both Jordan and Urbane's faces are the canon faces of Hazel and Owen. So if we ever see these characters unhelmeted elsewhere, these are the faces that we'll see. I can't imagine being a Halo fan and then turned into a canon Spartan. That's so damn awesome. And that brings things to a close for now. I really hope Outpost Discovery continues next year in more locations, notably some that aren't in the United States, and I can't wait to see what 343 has in store next. Moreover, I can't wait to see where Spartan Hazel might pop up. I love having Owen in the Battleborn series, and I want to see Hazel get some kind of similar treatment. Anyway, what did you think of this issue of Canon Fodder and the new lore revealed? How about the panels that have been released? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been Halo Canon. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, and if you really love me, hit that notification bell and leave a thumbs up. These both really help out the channel. I wouldn't be where I am now without your views and support, so once again, thank you. Keep on being awesome, Canonites.